first, okay? So we're going to open up the email. At the top of my email, you'll see AO Vitals. We're going to open up the link, not the PDFs at the bottom, but the actual link to the email. So this is the email opened, and I'm going to click the blue link, okay? I'll tell you why I'm going to do that rather than the other way around, because there's something I want to show you that will help you understand your report. You actually got two reports here. You have a previous scan, you can see on the right side, and you have a current scan. And then there's a legend at the top. Under Vital Reports at the top, you can see this little legend, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 legend. So you're going to get a little, there's like a little score. You got scored. So the previous scan was using all your data from the first 3 inner voice reports. So it got to kind of know you. It was gathering data from your emotions and finding the disruptors in your body, the places in your body that were being deregulated by your emotions. And it took all that data and it put it down on the previous scan. This is who you were back in the days of your inner voice, the first inner voice reports. So we go to the left side of the screen and we see current scan. Can you guys see what I'm talking about? Under my name and scan test, there's previous scan and current scan. So always remember on these comprehensive reports and vitals, your right side is the old you, and the left side is the new you. We don't care about the old you because you're a new you every moment in time. If you took 10 inner voice reports a day, you would get 10 different comprehensive reports. Okay, and if you're working on yourself and you're doing the work, you're going to get better and better. If you're ignoring yourself and putting yourself at risk in unhealthy environments and you're not taking care of your body, you're going to go the opposite direction. But I'm here to talk to you about this legend at the top so you can understand your scan. Underneath the very top where it says Vital Reports, there's 2 formats, Enhanced Review and Classic View. Okay, we're going to look at both of them. It's in Enhanced right now. I'm going to change it to Classic. I'm going to show you the difference. So if the Enhanced is too much for you, which we're going to learn about that, go back to Classic. It's giving you the same information, only in an easier to read way, a more basic way. We'll say that. So remember previous scan on your right, old you and new you for the current scan. So after they took the program took your data for your old you, it went back into it broadcasted frequencies to you that optimized your body. It knew exactly the cells that were out of regulation, dysregulation, and it sent frequencies to you to upregulate them. You can see my right side has way more reds, which mean failed. This scan, this report, the classic view is pass or fail. Okay, greens are passed, reds are fails. You can see in range, green, out of range. So my left side's way better than the right side, and yours will too. Remember, I've been optimizing myself for a while, so it might look different than yours. So you see food sensitivities. These are foods in the red that I want to stay away from for a while, okay? I don't need to eat goat cheese today or tomorrow because for right now, where the emotions that my body is in or that are coming to me and I'm dealing with maybe from other people too, or maybe in the places that I am, or the cars that I drive in, or whatever, the atmosphere that I'm in, I don't want to have goat cheese. It doesn't mean it's that way for me forever. It just means in this emotional state I'm in, this is the hardest thing for my body to process. Okay, so they've given me, why is there only like 10 or 15 lists? Because these are the ones my body is the most sensitive to at this time. There's many, many, many. They can't put all, thousands and thousands of foods here. So they're only giving me the ones I'm most sensitive to. So for instance, if I go back to the enhanced view, it's going to give me a way more detailed number system. Now this is not pass and fail. This is how much, what kind of a grade, A, B, C, D, or an F. So if we look at the top, our legend is different, not just greens and reds. You can see the green, 5 is normal. That's A+. If we were going to give these a grade, the 5 would be A+, and the 1s and 9s would be F minuses. Okay? So we're not so concerned with anything but 1s and 9s. Why? Because those are the parts of our body that need the most help. And how do we help them? Only by stopping and eating goat cheese? No, it's by our emotions. Our emotions are the shortcut. That's why those questions that I gave you are imperative to go over. If you don't have time every day, I get it, but sometime go over those. So now we have a different legend. So 1, 2, 3 mean anything under 5 means it's diminishing function risk. It's chronic. It's not working as it should in the low range. Okay, it's not working as it should because of something happening to that place or part or food. If it's 7, 8, or 9, we're going the opposite direction. Remember, we talked about balance. 5 is exactly in the middle. Now we're going to the extremes. 1 is way down low. 9 is up high, inflamed, increasing inflammation risk, over-functioning, acute. So 1 is chronic, 9 is acute. Okay, does that make sense? If it doesn't, please let me know. Only concentrating on 1s and 9s. So now when I look at the report, I'm going to look, remember I'm not concentrating so much on right side. This is a little bit different format. So the right side is old, previous, and the left side, all the left side numbers are current. At least current when I sent the report current, okay? So it says the date, 10/27 at 6:17 p.m., at least in California. That's current, what that meant for current. So nothing is out of range in my food sensitivities except goat cheese, because I am not so worried about 6s and 7s and 3s and 4s. 8 isn't really not even that bad. 8 is just like, okay, we're getting there. We're getting to a place where it's getting to be an issue, but I still don't worry about it because guess what? My next report will be different. Here's the real facts. If I have, let's find a red one, raspberries, okay? For some reason, my body isn't handling raspberries right now. It will put me in a lower function mode, and I don't need to be in a lower function mode. So out of all the fruits, I'm probably not going to choose to eat raspberries today, okay? Now, when I work on my emotions, that's going to dissipate. But if I see this, which I have, in more than 1 or 2 or 3 reports, I'm going to say there's something going on with my body. Why can't it handle raspberries? Then I will start dealing with it physically, okay? But it's only then. I'm not going to go to the fear factor of, oh my gosh, I'm never going to eat raspberries again. No, it's about helping my body get over these things. Okay, so we go down grains. Nothing really red zone there. I'm not going to worry about that because there's no reds. But boy, you can see on the right side, the old scan, I really got optimized over here. Do you see the benefit of optimization with frequencies? So there's a lot of information, right? So here we go, radishes and spinach. Probably not going to have that today. I'm not going to worry about that. Now we get into the blood works. Why have your blood drawn when you could have this report? Do you know that when you're in a weakened state, drawing your blood is not that great for you? It weakens you even more. So I don't know what neutral fat MB means. Number 9, right? I don't know what total protein really means. Maybe you guys know more. What the beauty of the enhanced report is, if I touch the word total protein, do you see how I did that? I touched total protein. Right by the 9, I touched the word, and it's going to give me an explanation. If I go back up here for neutral fats and I touch it, sometimes it does that, not available. Sometimes the information is not available. But do you see how helpful that is? I'm going to scan down. Linoleic, fatty acids. Okay, that one's not available. So we have a great idea of what our body can handle and can't handle as far as foods. We get into energy centers. Everything looks good here, remembering that the right side is previous and the left side is my current state, or at least what I was in when I got the report. So my sacral energy center is a little diminished function. Something's going on there. I already know that I'm having some issues with my spine, and I already know that I'm having some issues with my bladder. So my root chakra, or energy, excuse me, my sacral energy center is going to be having some issues. And I already know kind of why, right? So I can look down here in the energy centers descriptions under sacral, navel, the orangish looking one, and it says all these issues that I might possibly have. Does it mean all of those are mine? No. It means some of those I can resonate with. So I'm reading through them and I'm saying, oh yeah, sciatica, lower back problems. Oh yes, there we go. Okay, so I'm pinpointing things. It's like an adventure, and you're going on an adventure, a mystery adventure with Sherlock Holmes, and you're finding out things about your body, which I love. This is such an adventure. We go down here even lower. Remember, I'm just barely scratching the surface. If I choose pepsin secretion, which is an 8, a little on the higher side, whoa, there's a lot of information there, okay? Remembering that I'm not going to be so worried about these things unless they show up repeatedly, or unless I know for sure that's physical in my body. It could be just in my energy field. It could be just from someone I've come across that is having that issue themselves, and my energy touches their energy, and now it's affected me. It could be something that I have been dealing with before and it's getting better, but there's still some residual in me. There's many reasons, and I believe that's on the Patreon, the list there. Here we go with meridians, okay, the flow of our body, the current of our body. You can see some of them didn't get better scores, and that will happen. Sometimes you'll even see one of them gets worse in your current than your previous, just because it's trying to balance all of your whole body. And so some of them get to have, they don't get to have optimization. It's like, okay, if we go to fix something here, maybe something else will have to kind of carry that or pay for it a little bit. So it's kind of a balancing scale, right? It's going for the most important, it's optimizing the most important parts of you. Some of those won't come along on the ride. So that might not make sense at first, but we can talk about that. And these are all explanations about the meridians. So if you know that you have a meridian issue on one of these, you look what it is. So for instance, the bottom one down here of my governing vessel. Nope, that's okay. That's green. Which one is, here we go. Spleen at the top. It's red, 8. So I go down here and I look for the spleen meridian. I read my physical links. I also read my emotional links, and I pay attention. Oh, I'm really stressed right now. Okay, what can I do about that stress? I don't think I'm really obsessed. I don't have obsessive thoughts, but I do have stress. I don't think I have resentment, but I do have an anxiety. So you go and you pick which are the words that I can resonate with, so that I can work on sending love, eradicating stress, eradicating the negatives, and focusing on the positives, okay? There we go. So there's the meridians. Here's nutritional analysis. I don't know what all these words mean, but remember, 1s mean I might need more of it because it's diminishing. 9s mean I might have too much of it or it's over-functioning. So glutamine, I can press it, click on it. That's the beauty of this. It'll give me a description. Not all of them will have it, but I go on a little education journey, right? Does this mean I'm going to go buy chymotrypsin? No, because I'm going to pay attention to why would my digestive acids and enzymes be in that position? What emotions do I need to work on that are going to help or deal with digestion, right? And then if I always have a number 1 in the chymotrypsin, I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing that right, then I might look at that. but, or, get a little bit more information on that. So nines, once again here, microminerals. I have a little bit too much fluorine in my body. I don't know what that means, but I'm going to go on an educational adventure learning about it. I can't fix all of these physically. Okay, my disc protrusion in my back, bone and muscle condition. It didn't show up in my previous scan. Do you see how my current scan is worse now than my previous? I'm not going to get upset about it. Something has to give. Some of these have to have, it throws a part of the body off a little bit. It doesn't mean it's injured me. It just means next scan, I'm going to pay attention. How are my discs and joints doing? Are they still in a 9? If they are, I'm going to go for my emotions that have to deal with my musculoskeletal system and my connective tissue. And if that doesn't clear up, then I might go see a chiropractor, or then I might start putting more stretching into my physical modalities. But all this, there is so much. Sometimes you click something and it will say not available. We've been over that. So you get to go look it up on the computer and do a little education. And, we can come together as a family and say, hey, what have you learned? I've learned about this. I've learned about that. Because there's no possible way that I can learn all this, right? Bacterial diseases. So this might scare people. It doesn't mean that I have rickets, because I have a number 1 here, or that rickets are chronic in me. It means right now, in my energy field, hopefully, that I'm dealing with that. So if I want to click on it, I can learn about it. I have a bacteria somewhere. I'm either dealing with it physically, or I'm dealing with it in my energy field, or someone has come into my life or my emotions that is carrying that, and I've taken that on. So I get to decide, do I want to deal with it before it enters my body, or do I want to deal with it in my energy field? This is the beauty of this. We don't have to wait till it comes into our bodies. We can deal with it before it hits the physical body. It's still in our energy field. Heavy metals, you can see I'm a little bit sensitive to silver, right? It's the only thing in the red. It means silver is causing my body not to work as functionally as it could. So I click on it. Whoa, look at all that. That's a pretty big education right there. So do I stay away from silver? Today I will. I probably won't wear silver rings. I probably won't put on silver jewelry. Maybe I'll, stay away from that just today, or just until, if I have another report and it's still there, okay, I'm going to do a real research on why is my body having a hard time with silver. And do research then, right? But it could be so many things other than physical. So molds, I'm doing okay. Parasites, guess what? We all have some kind of a parasite. Or in our energy centers, in our energy field, we have some stuff. And I'm telling you, if you click some of this stuff, it will not be fun, right? But we can either go on a parasite cleanse every time we see a red number, or we can start dealing with our emotions. And every time I do this, you guys, I get a different parasite in here. So that's telling me that it's not really in my body. It's telling me that I've got to, and look at the right side. Look at how many reds are on the right side, my old scans, compared to my left. And so I'm going to keep optimizing you, and you're going to see how your inner voices are actually changing your life. If you're working with them, you'll really see. So that is the first report, all of that. All right. We're going to go to the email, open up the next one. AO Comprehensive, top one. I open the blue link, and I'm going to get the same, well, it's going to be fun. You'll see. Now I get pictures. So the comprehensive is showing me my blood, is showing me my organs. It's actually showing me all the pictures of the parts of my body that are really needing attention. So for instance, my shoulder. Okay, these are the real red zones. That they couldn't show you everything in your body, all the pictures, right? It would take books of this. So they're showing you just what are the ones that really need attention. I'm going to show you my shoulder because I know that my shoulder has been in a lot of pain. And I have been sending it love, and I have been stretching, and I have been doing a foam roller, and it has been getting better. But I know I can make this bigger, or here's the really cool part. There's a little human on the left side of the blue tab. It's a lady, because guess what? I'm a girl. So when I click that, it's going to give me a 3D look at my shoulder. And I'm really going to go on a journey of education, learning about where exactly is this issue. I can spin it around. I know it's my right shoulder. I can click deeper and deeper and deeper until I actually find that place of where it is, because I know that I have an issue in my shoulder, okay? I can add parts just to see, okay, in the scheme of things, where is it? I can turn it around. Any ways to get out of it. I can also look at this. This is actually giving me more of a view. Sometimes it is better to click that 3D thing. I like this right now because I can see my previous scan on the right, my current on the left. Then the red number 1, I know that I have an issue with my right transverse humeral ligament. How amazing would that be? And I follow the blue line down, and there it is, right? I can go to my chiropractor. If I choose, I can go to my doctor and say, I'm having an issue with my right transverse humeral ligament. And he'll be like, what? How do you know that? And he can do a check. He can do an MRI, whatever you want to do with that. And he'll find out that's exactly where you have the issue. I have 2 issues, actually, that are on the left side that are dysfunctional. They're not working as good as they can. And I know I have a little bit of frozenness in that place because I've been overusing it. And so I know what to do with it. But on that blue line where it says connective tissue right shoulder, all the way to the right, you see a number, 30% from ideal. So the lower that number is, the closer to ideal it is. It's the percentage from ideal. So we want low numbers. So all these issues in my body are the ones that are the highest from ideal. And they're just saying, hey, pay attention to these parts, do the work in your emotions, and focus on these parts, sending love to these parts in your meditations. And when you get frustrated with your body, avoid bad self-talk, work on your emotions, and that's the fastest way you can get these things resolved. But how cool is this? This is beautiful information. I hope this helps. Let me know what your questions are. We want to get them fixed and resolved, okay?